was only 15 when my entire world shattered in one brutal moment. My parents were on their way home from work when a drunk driver ran a red light. Their car spun twice, flipped, and was crushed on the highway. There were no survivors. I never got to say goodbye. I became an orphan long before I ever understood what that word truly meant. With no relatives willing to take me in, I was placed into the foster system. I bounced from home to home. By the time I turned 18, the system withdrew its support. I aged out. Just like that, I was expected to face the world alone. I took a job at a small restaurant downtown, working double shifts to afford a tiny room in a rundown building. Life became a cycle of survival. One slow Tuesday evening, I was wiping down tables, exhausted, hungry, and trying not to cry. That's when they walked in. A wealthy couple, beautifully dressed. Their 16-year-old daughter followed behind them, scrolling on her phone. They sat in my section. And the moment I took their order, the mother kept staring at me. Not in a rude way, but in a way that felt curious, almost emotional. When I brought their food, the father asked, "Are you in school?" I shook my head. "Do you have anyone? Any family?" I answered no. After they finished eating, the mother said quietly, "You remind me of myself at your age." I smiled politely, not knowing what that meant. But when they came back the next day, and the day after that, and the day after, I realized they weren't just being kind. They were watching me, learning me, trying to understand me. One evening after my shift, the father waited by the door and said gently, "We know you're alone. If you're willing, we'd like to help you, more permanently." I froze. I didn't understand. Then the mother added, "We want to adopt you. You deserve a family." I cried right there on the sidewalk. It was the first time in years that anyone had chosen me, not out of obligation, but out of genuine care. And their daughter hugged me and said, "We've always wanted someone like you. You'd be my big sister." I began living with them. The first 6 months were perfect. Family trips, weekend movie nights. For the first time, I slept in a bed that didn't creak, ate food that didn't come from leftovers, and woke up without worrying if I could afford tomorrow. They talked about my future and promised me the education I had always dreamed of. For the first time in my life, I felt loved, safe, wanted. I told God, "Thank you for finally giving me a family." 8 months after I joined the family, everything changed. Their daughter, my adopted sister, collapsed in the middle of the night. She was rushed to the hospital. It was revealed she had kidney failure. Her parents were devastated. I saw a type of fear in their eyes I had never seen before. Their whole world was their daughter. Everything they ever lived for was fighting for her life. The doctors said she needed a kidney transplant. Immediately, everyone in the family was tested. The father, the mother, her cousins, her grandparents. I didn't think I would be asked. I was adopted, just 8 months in. But when they turned to me and said, "Will you get tested too? We just want to try every option," I didn't even hesitate. I wanted to please them. I wanted them to be proud of me. I wanted to say thank you for all they had given me. So I said yes, of course. Test me. 2 weeks later, the hospital called. I walked into the room with a smile, thinking nothing of it. Then the doctor looked at me with wide eyes and said, "You're a perfect match." I felt the ground shift under me. Out of everyone, out of all the family members, I was the match. When my adopted parents heard the news, they fell to their knees. They held my hand so tightly it hurt. They cried. They begged, "Please, please save our daughter. You're our only hope. We can't lose her." Their tears broke me. Their desperation felt like knives in my chest. But something happened in that moment. Something I didn't expect. For the first time, I felt like I wasn't just their adopted child. I felt important. I felt needed. I felt chosen. Again. My heart whispered, "This is why you were brought here. God placed you in this family for a reason. But another voice deep inside me said, wait, this is your body, your life, your health. Are you being loved, or are you being used? The next few days were torture. They cooked my favorite meals. They hugged me more. They told me how special I was, how much they loved me. But slowly, the pressure grew. If I hesitated, even for a second, they panicked. If I said I needed time to think, they cried harder. Their daughter, my sister, started avoiding me. She didn't speak to me. She didn't look at me. It felt like she was waiting, judging, holding her breath for my decision. And then, one night, her mother came into my room at 2 a.m., tears streaming down her face. Please, she's our only child. If she dies, we die too. You can live with one kidney. Many people do. Please don't let our daughter die. I felt guilt, fear, obligation. I felt like saying no meant becoming a monster in their eyes. Days later, I overheard a conversation. The father said, "We raised her for a reason. God gave her to us just in time. This is why she came into our lives." That sentence broke something inside me. Was I family, or was I just a backup plan? I started noticing things I hadn't seen before. The way they treated their daughter like royalty, and treated me as the one who owed them gratitude. Every smile suddenly felt conditional. Every gesture felt calculated. And for the first time, I wondered if I was ever truly loved, or if I was simply a solution waiting to be used. I don't know what to do. Am I being selfish if I say no? Should I really do this? What if something goes wrong? The thought of refusing terrified me. I imagined their reaction: anger, guilt, disappointment, even blaming me if anything happened to her. I need your honest advice. What would you do if you were in my situation?